Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're actually opening up a live trading journal for a calm, documentary-style look right into the anatomy of a premium trading system. We're going to completely strip away the usual hype, and instead, we'll rely purely on raw data to see exactly how a machine navigates the live markets.
Now, to really understand the performance we're about to see, we've got to first set the stage. Across the board right now, major currencies are aggressively reacting to broader US dollar sentiment. It's a pretty complex landscape out there, heavily influenced by shifting central bank expectations and rapid changes in market momentum. Honestly, it's the absolute perfect stress test for an algorithm.
So, right against that intense macroeconomic backdrop, we're zooming in on GoldMining Elite. Specifically, we're looking at their multi-major signal series. And just to be clear, this is a live, public copy trading signal actively operating over on the RoboForex brokerage platform.
Okay, before we even look at a single chart, we really need to understand the scale here. You're going to see a balance number of 43,489. But keep in mind, this system operates entirely on a cent account, meaning balances are shown in cents rather than standard dollars. So, that 43,489 cents, that's actually approximately 434 US dollars. This micro lot sizing is a classic institutional tactic. It allows for incredibly precise, granular risk management that standard accounts just literally can't match.
All right, let's look at this short-term snapshot. What we have here is a MetaTrader 5 weekly summary graph. It gives us a really nice visual anchor for how the system behaved over a recent trading week, seamlessly balancing steady gains with some strictly controlled risk.
Let's actually break down the exact numbers for that week. The account secured a weekly gain of 1.05%, which translates to a weekly profit of positive $453.28. But honestly, the true standout metric here is the weekly drawdown, sitting at an incredibly low 0.339%. When you pair that with a weekly profit factor of 2.28 and a recovery factor of 3.09, it clearly demonstrates a highly defensive, capital-protecting posture.
But, a trading system's ultimate test isn't just one good week, right? Zooming out, we step into the macroscopic view with this lifetime MetaTrader 5 summary graph. The real test is the algorithm's ability to build resilience and recover from those inevitable, violent market fluctuations over an extended period of time.
And honestly, discussing the lifetime progression, the stats tell quite a story. We're looking at a total growth of 73.92%. The balance sits at 43,489 cents, with equity at 41,094 cents, and a total profit reaching 18.48K cents. Now, the maximum historical drawdown is 39.27%. However, the system boasts a massive recovery factor of 8.08. Basically, it generates profits that are highly disproportionate to the risks it historically takes.
So, the obvious question is, how exactly does it survive that kind of long-term exposure? Well, its primary defense mechanism is strict strategic currency diversification. By spreading operations across multiple major pairs, the algorithm drastically reduces its dependence on and vulnerability to the erratic behavior of any single currency.
Let's actually break that anatomy down pair by pair, starting with the euro against the US dollar. Recognizing the prevailing trend, the system initiated strategic sell positions here, which successfully captured and capitalized on the market's continued downside movement.
Now, conversely, against the Canadian dollar, the algorithm dynamically adapted its bias. Well-placed buy positions here allowed the signal to participate incredibly effectively in a clear bullish continuation.
And this next one brilliantly illustrates the power of diversification in real time. Looking at the US dollar versus the Swiss franc, the algorithm's short exposure perfectly aligned with market movements. It actually turned this specific pair into a major contributor to the overall account profit.
Finally, we have the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Rather than fighting those unpredictable, massive swings we sometimes see, the system waited it out. It captured phases of more stable momentum and consolidation, adding a quiet but absolutely crucial stabilizing layer of profit to the portfolio.
Now, we have to talk about account behavior practically. Looking at the data, you will notice visible equity fluctuations. That's the purple line you'd see trailing the blue balance line. This is completely natural. It represents the algorithm's floating exposure. Those are the unrealized trades currently active in the market, as it maneuvers and averages into positions before ultimately executing its profit-locking behavior.
For those of you who want to analyze this data further or track the system in real time, the infrastructure is completely public. Viewers can scan the QR code on screen,
access the live signal instantly, and use proportional mode if copying the strategy. I'll just leave this up for a moment so you have time. Thank you so much for joining me for this data-driven explainer. As always, when dealing with live markets, remember the reality of what we are analyzing here. Real accounts, real risk, real results.